Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sanyin Podcast, to another amazing episode. Today, I'm joined by Miss Jane Bernard, who is a digital creator, one of the emerging digital creators we have here in China. Miss Jane, you're welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, the first question I always ask my guests, for someone who may not know you, how would you describe yourself?
Hmm. I think I would describe myself as a very outgoing person, first of all, and yes, a very learnable person. Yeah.
Okay, and you as a person, let's say your work as a digital creator, how did you start? What inspired you to get your phone and your camera and go out there and start this work?
I think what inspired me was the fact I know that I would not stay in China forever. So I wanted to record my moments, but still trying to teach people out there some important stuffs. Yeah, that was my first inspiration. And another thing was like the COVID. The COVID was a huge inspiration for me because, the isolation, the lockdown, that was the only thing I could do to, get myself going. So the memories, capturing all the memories in China and also the COVID, basically. But that's not the most important.
Uh, on your point that you will not stay in China forever, so you just wanted to like have a video diary of your experience in China.
More like it. That's it.
Yeah, that's a nice idea. Um, looking at your works, I've seen that it's mainly vlogging, your experiences, your travels. What would you say is like the key message in your, or the key message you're trying to put out in your video, in your content creation?
Okay, in as much as I wanted to create memories by, putting content out there, one of my key focus was also trying to impact other people, like people watching my videos and people probably seeking to come to China for like studies or work or even travels. I believe my videos are very, very helpful to them. For example, like traveling to somewhere like Beijing, how you can navigate your way. I have them on my YouTube channel, how you can live in China as a black girl, a student, all those things. So I believe that my videos are very, very useful to people out there. So one thing I would say that when you watch my videos, you will definitely take something home. Probably how to travel on budgets, because I love to budget a lot. Yes, I'm a travel freak. I love to travel within China, and I do that on budgets. Because sometimes we all get scared of doing something, but sometimes we remember, what if I'm not enough? What if I
Mm.
don't have enough money to do that? Okay, so my channel has this, I would say it's unique in that way. I could teach people how to literally go anywhere with whatever they have. So all my videos, the vlogs, you enjoyed my vlogs. It's entertaining, it's educational, it even makes you like smile, just as if you're there with me. Like I just love to carry people along. And when it comes to my sit down videos, I talk more about surviving in China. So it's a video for all, or it's a channel for all, I would say. Yeah.
Nice, nice. I'm curious to know, like, when you check the statistics, where are most of your listeners or the people watching videos? Are they based in Africa or in China?
Most of them are East Africa, India, and the United States. China,
Wow,
maybe not, because people are here already. People are experiencing that already. So they'll be like, it's okay. We understand most of what she's talking about. So most of my audience are outside China. Yeah.
nice, nice. So if someone watches your channels and then has this insight, okay, China is a good place, you can travel, blah blah blah. Um, you as the person behind the camera, do you think it's easy to make content in China? as a foreigner or as an African?
To be honest with you, I think it's not completely easy. Okay. First, I would say the advantage of making content in China. You have all the technologies you need at a platter of gold because obviously phones are accessible in China. You have everything and probably cheap, okay? Compared to like Western world, they're more accessible. They produce and sell them in China. So when it comes to the technology part, they have everything. They have the nice environments. They have good network, okay, the Wi-Fi and all of that. But on the other side, which is the bigger part of the content creation, which is the audience, I feel like as an African content creator in China, it's not as perfect as it may seem, or probably I may want it. For example, my audience are okay. So most of my audience are not Chinese, and I'm based in China. So that means I would need to work more to please people out there. And for a company like China, right, we use VPN to access the outside world. So you see, we have this difficulties as creators to not only make the videos, but to try to get to the outside world. All right. Like I said earlier on, it's easy, probably easy to make the content. Like we have nice locations, Wi-Fi's, almost everything nice. Okay, but now connecting with your audience is the work in creating content in China. So I would say it's not as easy as we put it out there or as people watch us because people enjoy the video. They don't know that the struggles we that
Yeah,
we
yeah,
struggle
true, true.
through. Right.
Ah, okay. So, what has been your most viral video so far in your channel?
The most viral video for me was the one I made with a friend from Chile. 2 years ago, it I think got about 6,000 views, and she has a Chinese boyfriend. Okay, she was my classmate when my bachelor's days. So she talked about how a Chilean, which she is, and a Chinese man coming together to be partners in China. You know, the cultural shocks, how the mother treats her, how the local Chinese people treats her as a Chilean in China. You know, like
Mm.
interactions like that. And I noticed that people in my audience, they prefer I do more of interview with other foreigners in China because obviously they want to hear about mm, what their life, other foreigners' life are in China. So I think that's so far is the most viral video. And let me think of something. In a nutshell, that it is. Just that one. Yeah.
Nice. When I was checking through your works, I noticed you have a podcast. Yeah, like what we're doing in here. So nice, 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 nice. I like that. So tell me about your podcast.
My podcast is called Talk with JB, just the way we are talking. So,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like podcast is mainly talking with people. So I named it Talk with JB. So basically for me, I feel like the idea behind my podcast was I think I was having a quality conversation with a friend from Zimbabwe. So he brought the idea of us having a podcast together, like uh, how do I put it, a partnership together. And at first it didn't go smooth, but then later on I was at my place and I was like brainstorming on what exactly would this podcast mean to my channel. Why should I have a podcast added to my YouTube live? So I thought about the fact that we always have quality conversation with people, but it goes from this ear and comes out from this ear. So why not get it recorded? Okay, and I was having this thought exactly 1 year ago because I started my podcast journey April 2023. This is 1 year.
Mm.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I started my podcast journey in April 2023, and when I started, I didn't know all what it's all about. or what podcast was all about. What I just knew was that I could have a quality conversation with somebody, invite somebody to my channel, and post on my channel. Like, let that information be stored on my channel. Because I told you earlier on that why I created my YouTube was to create memories and also put informations on my YouTube that would not only benefit me, but also benefit people out there, right? That was also my motive for creating my podcast channel. So when I created it, at first it wasn't something that was nice because it was taking like 30 minutes, 1 hour. But then the next month, I got I got used to it, and whomever I have, like the guests on my podcast channel, we keep talking, talking, talking. Sometimes it gets like 1 hour, 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, that's enough, you know. But as time went on, it was very informative. I myself was learning a whole lot because I'm a content creator, right? But that doesn't mean I know everything. So when I have a guest that knows more than me, I don't only invite them, I learn from them, right? For
Mm,
example,
mm,
I try to make my podcast like broader topic. Like, for example, I invite married people to the podcast. They tell me about marriage, how life is in marriage in China and outside China. Sometimes I invite pastors. Literally, I invite my pastor in Jinan City. He told me about because he's 70 years old. So he not only talked about life while he was younger, he also advised. Like there was just I was just learning all through my podcast journey. So when I got to 3 to 4 months, I was like, no, I am not stopping. I will continue doing this. And from there, whatever question I have, I would try to listen to my podcast questions so that I find a suitable person for that question. So the person answers my question and probably answers somebody out there. So I think for myself and I also think for other people. So that is that is a life, I would say, for my podcast. So it's called Talk with JD podcast. Yeah.
nice, nice, amazing, amazing, amazing. One thing I like about podcasting, it's not about maybe the money or the fame or anything, but the ability to
Right.
have a conversation and learn. That is very vital. You know,
Important.
yeah. So I like that. I like that. So about your content creation, your YouTube, your podcast. Um, this question is quite hard for most people. I usually ask them, but what would be your success, your highlight point so far? That point you're like, yeah, at least I'm reaching somewhere in my journey.
Okay. I think I was thinking about this on Monday. That's some days ago. And I checked obviously my YouTube payslip. It's not as crazy as how I want it.
Mm,
So, but I told myself that do I need to stop this? Do I need to channel my focus to something else? But I remembered, I was like, why should I do that? Because to tell you the truth, I get testimonies from my videos. It doesn't get to hundreds of views, I understand, but I get a whole lot of testimonies, literally a whole lot of testimony. Because one of them was a video I made in I think December, yes, I remember, with a Kenyan guy. So he came to my school, and when I went to visit my school, because I stayed off campus, I went to the hostel, and like the first thing he said was, "Are you Jane Burnett?" I was like, "Okay, who are you?" He said, "Have been watching your YouTube channel, and before coming to Jinan City, I had to look around. I saw your channel. You talked about Jinan City. You talked about things like that." I was like, "Oh, thank you so much for making those videos." I was shocked, but then on thinking of that, I was like, if my video could help somebody out there, then I am winning big time. It's not all about the fame right there. It's about giving important information. It's about trying to help somebody because obviously we know that the Western country and China they're like war zone, right? So when you're in the
mm,
Western country, country, they should totally different thing about living in China. You understand? So that's why people in China or people outside China think that we living in China are suffering. Maybe we are eating rats and dogs and cockroaches and
Yeah,
all of that.
true, true,
So
true.
if
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could, yeah, exactly. So if I could turn the narrative through my videos and also help fellow students and business people through my channel, I think I am winning big time. So, and I believe that a drop of water makes an ocean, right? So when I keep doing all this over the years, I believe that one day I would get to a point that my services will not only be needed on YouTube, it will also be needed physically. I mean, it is right now, but I know that I'm going to a better and a bigger place. And like I said, I'm not going to be in China forever. So I plan on whichever country or wherever I find myself tomorrow to keep on bringing that information. So if I'm helping other people out there, if I'm bringing useful information, then I am at peace and I'm very fine with that.
Nice, 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 nice. I like the fact that you highlight the impact that your work is doing.
Yeah,
I think it's nice, amazing, it's amazing.
yeah,
Um,
thank you.
okay. I think both of us are content creators, and there are many content creators that I've seen or I've also had on my podcast. And having you here is a privilege. But I'd want to ask, there are many content creators. I think you've seen their content. You see it almost every day: YouTube, WeChat, Instagram. What advice would you give to the content creators right now in China? And what do you think that they're doing wrong that they should change, in your own view, through your experience?
Okay, if you should ask me, I feel like, first of all, everyone is unique in their own creativity, right? For example, I have my podcast and my YouTube channel, which I merge together. Someone else may not have a podcast or a YouTube channel, but are still doing amazing in their own industry. So I wouldn't say that in my own view, someone should change or not change because I don't understand what their background story is all about. Do you get it? But in my own point of view, I feel like we content creators in China, some of us forget the fact that we don't create this content for just ourselves because there is a big disadvantage of social media. Whatever you put on social media would never leave social media. So it's best we put something that we could be proud of in 5 years' time. Okay. And I come back to say that I cannot talk or speak for anybody. Okay. I would not speak for anybody. Everyone that have their own story, their own right to what they're doing. But if I'm to say again, I feel like people, content creators in China should post more of what the outside world needs to see, not more of what they want to create. Let me repeat that again. More of what the outside world, your fans, your audience need to learn from your channel, what they should come back for your channel, other than what I feel like creating. Of course, we have to be real in our creations, but we should also understand that people are clicking on our videos to get either informations, to gossip, obviously, to get entertained, and to fantasize about what they're watching. So we being creators, we have to learn that part and also give to people what they want. But on giving to people what they want, we shouldn't forget the most crucial part, which is trying to impact people outside there, like out there. I'm very big on impacting people with my content. So I don't know about other people, and I can't say for so many other people. Yeah, try
So
to
it
be impactful no matter what you do.
so it should be more of an international based message and work compared to maybe the Chinese audience.
I feel like because we are all foreigners, accept the fact you're interviewing Chinese as well. If you're putting on the foreign
Yeah,
base,
yeah.
I think we should be more of international because we're not going to be in China forever, even if we get married to Chinese people. That's just the truth. We have our various countries, our different countries to run back to and to go
Yeah,
and
yeah.
come back to China, you understand? So, but some people also create content for Chinese people, which is very, very okay. But even if you're creating content for Chinese people, it can also be impactful. We have a lot of our black brothers and sisters creating comedies, comic videos on WeChat. I have a lot of them. I have the dancers. That's Dolce. What's this Ghanaian guy's name? The guy you once interviewed. They're also showcasing Africa to the to Chinese people because the truth is not all Chinese know about the outside world, and it will always be like that. So whatever we're creating, that also impacts the Chinese people, the locals, and also the international bodies. Yeah, that's from my own view, I would say.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. 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 Um.
Thank you.
Okay. So as you're among the ladies that I brought on my podcast, and a question I would ask them is, what's your view on women empowerment and feminism as a whole? It's such a vibrant topic that's being talked about here and there, here and there. So, what's your opinion about it?
Okay, should I talk on feminism or women power? Because those are two different things.
Yeah, yeah, they're two different things. Start with women empowerment and
Yes.
end with feminism.
Okay, women empowerment is no doubt what is and will always stand. I mean, we're in the 21st century, and women we are coming out with a full force because there's this saying, what a man can do, a woman can do better. I don't know if you believe that, but I strongly believe that. So women empowerment is in this 21st century very, very important. And I feel like the girl child, it's time, it's right time we came out to do the things that probably people thought women are not able to do. For example, a lot of women are into tech and they're doing amazing. Okay. And I would like to merge women supporting women with this women empowerment because sometimes we feel like, oh, we talk about women empowerment. So if you're a woman, you should always fight for yourself. Don't think about other women and all of that. I mean, why is the empowerment there? So when it comes to women empowerment, it's first of all women recognizing that women, that other women are allowed in the industry. Okay. And secondly is when a woman herself rather recognizes that I can do this thing no matter the industry like engineering, STEM, tech, language, teachings, and all of that. So, in my own point of view, that is very crucial, especially in this new age. And when it comes to feminism, this is one of the topics I dread about. I do not like to talk about feminism because personally, yes, I would be very, very frank with you. Personally, I'm not the kind of person that indulge myself in sexist feminism, all this stuff we hear about these days. So I wouldn't say I know much about it, okay? But from my only two way of explaining this whole feminism stuff, I feel like it's not a do or die affair. Yes, when it comes to women trying to fight for their rights, obviously women need to fight for their rights, but not
But the funny thing with the analogy you said of people bring themselves up here, I think it's more of an African thing. Um,
Are you sure?
not just
I don't
limited
think
to
so.
women only. I think it's an African thing because
I wouldn't say, to be honest with you, I thought it was an African thing until I started having, friends from different countries. It's just okay, Western world like America and the European countries, they don't make it as obvious as the Africans, but it's a
Really?
general thing. Yeah, I believe so. Even Chinese people, when you go to the business part of Chinese, because I did business with them, right? Obviously, they
Hmm.
cannot show you how detailed they are. They take more of action. Okay, they take action and like I mean, it's a business sense. Everyone really does that. That's just the truth. But now it depends on how obvious you make yourself look. Africans, the thing is, we show it to everyone that we're angry, that we're jealous. You understand? But the white and the Western world, the Chinese and the Asians, they do it codedly. But I feel like it's still human nature. Depends on the percentage of how they want you to see how much. Yeah.
Wow. So how do you think we Africans can try to limit it, okay, reduce it, and get that unity that we
Um,
all want?
to be honest, I feel like we Africans we should understand one important thing, which is that the sky is huge for everybody. I mean, the world is so big. We're just about 7.4, right? I'm not sure if we've reduced or if we've increased in the world. But even if we're like gotten to 7.5 million people, the world is still big enough for us. I mean, we have ideas in us that would not be 100% same as the other person. So if you ask me about Africans, as an African, I'm Nigerian by the way. As an African, I feel like we should have this mentality that there is still space for us to succeed, no matter who is succeeding at this point. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'll repeat that
Yeah,
again.
yeah. Mm.
There is still enough space to succeed, no matter who is succeeding now, and no matter how far you're looking to succeed. And by the way, instead of us to start, getting angry at what other people have because we don't have that, why not just we learn from what they've learned or the experience they've passed through. For example, I'm a YouTuber, right? I'm a small YouTuber, but that doesn't stop me from watching the big YouTubers. That doesn't stop me from supporting the big YouTuber. Obviously, I don't have to watch their videos all the
Last question to you would be, what makes you a proud African? To be specific, a proud Nigerian.
time. What makes me a proud Nigerian? That's a good question. Hmm. Can I think about this one? I need to bring it out. What makes me a proud Nigerian? Eish, this one is hard. Um, I think the fact I'm smart. I know I'm smart and very hardworking. So, as a Nigerian, I believe most of us have this quality. And as an evil Nigerian, let me be specific. I'm from the evil tribe. So, being a proud evil Nigerian, being smart and intelligent and very willing to learn, I think that makes me a proud Nigerian and an African. And what makes me an African, a proud African in general, is that I come from a nation, a continent with beautiful cultures and backgrounds. So the fact that I have a lot of American friends, Black Americans, but to tell you the truth, they mostly ask me about how Nigerian and Africa is because they do not have a cultural background. They do not have a background. So when I think about the fact that I literally obviously I don't know all my ancestors, but I know my grandparents. So it gives me this joy that I'm coming from a very recorded and good background. So I feel proud about that. I have a home, I have a place to call home, no matter the country I run to. I still have a continent, I still have a place, I still have a home to run back to. So yeah, I'm very proud about that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jen,
Thank
for
you.
coming by and sharing us your insights on content creation. Really appreciate it. Thank
My
you so much.
pleasure. Where are you from?
Yay.